Volunteerism is one word many people are not familiar with in Nigeria. This might not be far-fetched, considering it is merely a job where nothing is expected in return. An heightened addition is that it is argued to be one of the most challenging forms of aid. Nevertheless, many believe the call to service presents rewarding opportunities. With age and experience, one individual embraces volunteerism as a way of giving back to the community, while also developing essential social skills and gaining valuable experiences for the vulnerable. Sir David Osunde could be termed a crusader of salt. Driven with enthusiasm, he captures the essence of humanity with his foundation. Over the years, the foundation strives continuously to bring succor to persons living with disabilities. As of 2020, there are reportedly over 27 million Nigerians living with some form of disability. For the Sir David Osunde Foundation, catering to a section of these groups of people will never go out of style.
It is often said that to whom much is given, much is expected. How well does this play out in today's society? On the program today, I have a man who represents these and much more. He's not a politician, he's not a public office holder, but rather he's a man with a heart of gold, a man of sacrifice. I call him a philanthropist. He is Sir David Osunde. Welcome to Inspirators. My name is Ngozi Chude.
Disability may not always be physically apparent, but they come in various forms and at different points in life. One thing is common among this demographic: stigma and discrimination. But the narrative is changing with Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari signing into law the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018, following years of relentless advocacy by disability rights groups and activists. However, this is not the story. For these ones, their impairment may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. But Sir David Osunde thrives on giving them a leverage in the society. Meeting Sir David Osunde strikes a chord. An humane man who embodies humility. He grew up in Benin City with his faith firmly rooted in the Catholic Church. Born on the 27th of May 1947, Sir David has had different career experiences in life, including journalism, mining, and transportation.
At a point in life, I must tell you quickly, when it was clear that I've worked in many places, from newspaper to a magazine, from magazine to, well, briefly as a civil servant, I was a timekeeper in those days, and I worked with time, and people have to be ready on time to do their work. And then I moved into my own personal work.
I read your profile and I discovered that at some point you were in NTA. Now, when was that? And can you take us through your career path generally?
Yes, okay. Oh, those are good days, good old days. As I left the newspaper, I went into television, Nigerian television. I worked there for about 4 years. Within those same years, I also took some time off to go to study. I was was also in the University of Lagos, doing mass communication. I came back, a short spell with NTA, and then I moved on to public relations. While I was in NTA, our good friend, Radio, was very close. We were working together, and I was on the news desk doing the editing. At that time, he himself was a senior reporter, and we were working very well. We had a good lady who was our boss, but they enjoyed us because they made sure that we did the work well, and the credit goes to them, but we're happy that everything was going well.
He is bent on the resolve to passionately volunteer his time, talent, and treasure to the less privileged and persons living with disability. But this line of thought was by accident.
My dad was involved in trying to, as a traditional bone setter, people break their bones and legs or what have you, they come and he heals them. And for very in a traditional manner. My mom goes to distant market. He comes around with a lorry load of yams. He was a yam seller. And so many yams are broken, and many people around the street who don't have much to eat come around, and she gives them out free items like that. And I found that the joy that wells up in these people are great. Those who get their bones set and are grateful to God that they are back to working again and their hands good again. And there was joy in the home because people are always coming to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And my parents were happy. I learned a little bit from them about generosity and how to keep other people happy. But then it became something I also cherished in the church because the Jesuits were in charge of our church, St. Joseph Catholic Church Benin. And I don't know how they drew me to themselves. Said, please come over. By the time they invited me to be with them, very close to them, when we now decided to set up what they call Faith House Christian Community. It was always a great thing to see everybody sitting down around a mentally retarded person, talking with them, giving them some spiritual talks, and seeing how warm they are, happy, happy, happy. So that joy in them transfers to you, and you're also happy because you're touching lives. And when I found that happening, we did it for about 14 years. And it so happened that one day we lost one of the Jesuits in Lagos. He was working at the newspaper. He died in Lagos. We brought the corpse to Benin to bury. It was on the way. I had a Reverend Sister who was sitting by me in the car, Reverend Sister Magella Macron. She was telling me about how she went to the Delta region, the Alaja community. There was some problem there, fighting. The communities were at each other's neck and they destroyed themselves, homeless. And she did some work, humanitarian work in that area. She said she's just coming back from there. And so Osunde, he said, oh, I've been reading about you. I've been learning so much. Why is it that you cannot set up a foundation to look at such people who are displaced or who have problems? I said, well, I'm not thinking about that. She followed it with all the discussion from Lagos to Benin. And at the end, she said, so Osunde, if you don't need it, I will help you to set it up. I said, no, I'm not ready for that. Until I got back to Benin. After she left, I discovered Father Eddie Bani, who was one of a Jesuit priests. And Father Eddie Bani said, it's a good idea. Do you know that my father has a foundation in the US? I can help you too. Before we knew it, he brought out the constitution of the father's foundation. And we're looking at it. He said, what exactly do you want? I said, well, since we have been looking after a person with disability here in the home, what I could then think about is how to look about the physically challenged. And that's how we looked at it and sort of tailored our own goal towards looking after a person with disability. And before I knew it, Father Eddie Bani himself went and produced the logo, produced the first letterhead, and I saw it to say, Sir David Osunde Foundation. I looked at it, I said, what? Is this so? We must start. He said, yeah, before we knew it. Called some friends together. That is how it just, took off.
So how many years on now?
Well, since 1993, actually officially launched in 1993.
How do you run the foundation? Because You know, they say non-governmental organizations and all that are funded by, you know, some, bodies.
Yes.
How do you fund this
But
kind
this,
of?
it is a great thing because when God is giving you an assignment, it's also sure that He will give you all that you will require in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience, in terms of finance, in terms of anything that will help you to succeed. That's what I found in my own case because I didn't put money there in one bank and say I'm going to be using it from there. But each time I had a program, I found that the program comes on well and goes on fine. So there was a time I had to write about celebration, and God's own side of the story, how He makes sure that things work. In fact, for example, we just finished a program now here in Abuja. This has to do with the Holy Family Society. And a week or two to the time, I didn't know how we were going to finance it. But these things came and went. And that's how it has always been. And we thank God that the assistance.
Beyond ethnic lines, creed, and gender, its foundation over the years nurtures and assists the vulnerable. His zest for charity caught the eye of Pope John Paul II, who honored him with an award of Papa Knight of St. Sylvester. His well of kindness runs deep. The trail of his charitable work now exceeds this group of persons. His blanket of love covers other projects including orphanages, vocational training centers, award of scholarships to indigent students, annual prison programs, music, drama, and publishing.
I've been struggling up and down to make sure that I stay out of the street. And with people like Sir David Osunde, they also giving us a helping hand. To stay in the street is not necessary. Understand? We have our hands, our legs, the ones that are remaining. We can still do it.
We are on a journey in life, and the best of this journey can only be achieved if we reach out and put smiles on the faces of those in need.
The number of people who are in need are in their millions in Nigeria. But the good thing with what Osunde is doing is that at least he's showing that there's something that can be done with a bit of heart and deep conviction and determination.
Beyond this campaign is the Holy Family Society, another arm of his benevolence embedded in propagating the The same scene is
Okay. So what is this place?
This is our Holy Family Society
Okay.
National Pilgrimage Center.
The work is still going on, and
Yes,
like
you
I can
see
observe.
Work is going on gradually, and we are still trying to get here ready for pilgrims. We welcome pilgrims from all over the country.
Okay.
And families can come on their own. All families, no matter their religion or tribe, everybody is welcome here. So that's what we do.
So when was this land acquired, and it was solely for the purpose of Holy Family Society pilgrimage?
Well, some few years back, we can say in the last 14 years.
Last 14 years?
Yes, we've been here, and we're trying to set up 3 different projects here.
What are the projects?
One is mainly for Holy Family Society, family spirituality, and we are trying to grow families here. And it's sort of a place where people can come in and empty themselves and be at peace with themselves and with God. And God Himself will look after them spiritually, We will have psychologists who will speak to them, especially those who have problems, marital problems. And then we have pre-nursery, nursery, primary, and then also have secondary school that's coming up.
So this side is the
pre-nursery and nursery and primary. Then secondary school will be up the hill after the statues there. We'll see.
Okay, let's go up the hill. Okay. Now the Holy Family Society over the years, how has it impacted the Nigerian family generally?
Well, first is to create awareness that this society is meant for all. If you are from a family, you belong to this society because it's meant for all families. Whether you're a reverend father, reverend sister, you are the best of human being you can find around, or even the world, it's meant for you, for everybody to come and learn something new, something that can help you to develop your faith, your family spirituality, so that you can be well attuned with what God is expecting you to do. And there will be experts here who will help people to understand what life is all about, so that they can design their own purpose for being created here in this world. We have priests, we have religious, we have elders, what we call the very aged people, we have very young people. So it's meant for all strata of life. Everybody is involved because it's a place where you can get something home, something you can go and to affect your family, to impact on your family, so that your family can also grow in the love and fear of God, because this thing has to be learned a lot.
So what are the major characteristics that should be part of a family?
Yes, first of all, to know the virtues of Jesus, Mary and Joseph, because that's a model family given to us by God himself, to show us how to live our life, to show us how we can connect with each other, to show us how we can help one another to live a beautiful life here on earth. God created everything in this world to be good. How can we use all these good things he created to be able to live our life in such a way that we are happy with ourselves, happy with God, happy with our neighbor, happy with our friends, happy with members of our family. So these are the things that are interesting for us.
Okay.
By the time people climb this hill, for example,
I'm telling you,
we get to see that there's something they will gain from here. No strength, spiritual strength. God gives all of this. We have to appreciate it. And,
I actually need a breather because, wow, it's been long that I, embarked on such an exercise as this. Okay.
And I want to laugh a bit. Sorry. So when you have your patron saint, you will know how you can come and commune with him, ask him to be your intercessor, who can intercede for you and take your worries off you, all your aspirations, how he can help you to bring them before God, and God himself will listen to you because you have people who are fighting a battle for you. So these saints you find here, they have been.
Now this one is, for example, is saint.
Yeah, they are all different saints because at the end of the day, actually we wrote all their names here before, although they have been printed out.
Okay.
But you have, Saint Joseph the Walker. You have Saint Rita, the one having kid Saint Peter, and then you have the Holy Family Society statue there.
Okay.
So with this, you can come in here quietly, have your time.
This is a large expanse of land. How many acres am I looking at actually?
Altogether, I'm thinking about, well, for Holy Family Society, because I told you there are 3 different projects. For the Holy Family Society, we have about 3.5 hectares here for Holy Family. Then the other side for school projects, talking about also another close to 3 hectares.
I wonder at 71, you have a lot of things going on for you spiritually, and otherwise. And I begin to wonder what, I guess you started very early in life, and how have you been able to broaden the minds of your family? How have you been able to hold that cord of oneness and togetherness, so much so that they are following in that same path?
but it's God's dream because anything you ask of God, God is ready to listen to you. And all our children grew up just, small children trying to understand life. We took them to be close to our own grandparents, to our parents, to our brothers and sisters. They understand what family value is all about. That's the beginning point. Once they knew that, they have to be attached to members of the family. So they are free with members of our family. And what I was doing in those days is that on Sundays, it's a day of visit. Mm-hmm. We come back from the church, we begin from our parents. Both parents, we eat here, we eat 5 times, up to 5 times in a day. Because everywhere you go, they must give you food. So we just go around the parents, and by the time we are at home, we are exhausted, we have to sleep. And then time for prayers too. So the children got to know the parents, got to know their cousins and brothers and sisters. And that family reunion every Sunday was very important for us. And they have learned that. So, and as they left the shores of this land to go and study, they already understand that family connection. So they were always in communication with all of us.
I also you have a large family.
Very large family.
And you're also a grandfather.
Of many.
Many. That's good to know.
No, we have at least 23.
Wow.
And 23rd actually is coming up, and then 24th. So God is doing that for us.
Now, what would be your advice for the average family, for the average youth out there?
For the average youth, first is to come into yourself. That's the beginning point. Know yourself. Because many of us don't know. We don't refuse to know ourselves, and we begin to do things as if we own ourselves and we can do anything with ourselves. No, God is the one who owns. You must understand that. Give that acknowledgement every day. Thank you, Lord, for creating me the way I am. And so know what is expected of you as a young person growing. What have you discerned to be your purpose here on earth? Is it to work with the poor, to educate yourself to a higher level? Is it to be able to impart your knowledge on others? To be a teacher? Whatever profession that God is taking you to, take it as something that is valuable, something that's worth doing, something you must hold dear to. And once you hold dear to it, and no matter the profession, you will come out strong. You will come out on top. And you add it with hard work. Hard work does not kill. Don't be lazy. Don't spend your time wastefully. Be there to read. And once you read, digest it and use it. Because God has told us that whatever gift I give to you, if you use it well, I will give you more. So if you are a hardworking person, use the knowledge God has given to you, you will find that many more good things will follow. And that is what it is all about, the life's all about. To be open to others. Don't despise people, don't send people away. Welcome, be welcoming. Once you welcome, people are ready to welcome you. And this is what I have found. When I'm here now, there are so many people who are looking after my children and grandchildren elsewhere. I don't know them, but they do come like that. And even for ourselves, the way we get help sometimes, it marvels us. Let me tell you one example. One day I was traveling with my wife and my, with the driver on the way to Abuja. And suddenly our vehicle stopped in the middle of nowhere. I said, well, we tried and tried, it was electrical fault. Nothing to move. So this vehicle has to be towed away from here. Hey, I said this, and it was already going to 7:30 p.m. And we still have a long way to go to get to Abuja. At the end of the day, we found a good Samaritan who told us, look, this place is not so good. Get whatever you can do now. Move, we'll take you to a hotel, and then we can now think about the vehicle to move out the vehicle later. That's how he did it. Took us to a hotel, we entered the hotel. I was filling my name and to end. The woman, somebody looked at it, said, are you this? I said, yes. She just took the thing, said, wait. Took it to the proprietor of the hotel. That was, are you sure you see the one? And he said, it's okay. You leave this place, come to this area, and give us a new accommodation.
Wow.
Free of charge.
Wow.
So when you see that type of thing happening, then you now know God is with you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been wonderful talking with you. And, well, viewers, you have seen a little bit of the person, Sir David Osunde. Thank you so much for your time and for your insights. To the youths out there, you've heard everything. Be yourself, encourage one another, and also be the best at whatever you be. Don't complain. It will come tough at times, but then the sky is just the starting point. It's been Inspirators. Another edition beckons next week. Until then, my name is Judy. Do have a lovely day.